to another Silverbird Selection game review, and today I'm looking at the very last Silverbird release in the series. It's Star Slayer, released in 1988, and I've classified this as a very rare game. Don't see many copies on eBay. The last copy I saw cost £6.50, and the copy I bought luckily came as part of a bundle and it only cost me £1.84, so that was nice. So here we go then, the very last release in this Silverbird packaging. Are we going to go out with a bang? Let's find out. Let's begin as always by looking at the packaging of this $2.99 Silverbird release then, with the black and yellow stripes in the background. Pretty nice Star Slayer logo there, and the image in the oval, not too bad, but it's not really outstanding. You can quite clearly see some kind of space warrior there in his spacesuit, followed by an oval or cylindrical, spherical robot thing. There's also some kind of enemy in the background there as well, and a bunch of like pipes and cables around. And the Star Slayer logo is on the spine as well, as you'd expect, and there are also the 4 screenshots, which is typical for these releases. You've got 3 screenshots which look like some kind of platform game, and then the last one, it says rearrange discs into correct order, you have 10 seconds. So there's some kind of puzzle element to that perhaps as well. We'll soon find out when the game loads. And onto the description of the game, it says Star Slayer and Star Droid sort out the space pirates. So presumably that's the Star Slayer and Star Droid on the front there. So moving inside, we've got the typical stuff we've seen on all these Silverbird releases. So you've got the list of games that are coming up. Fighter Pilot Graphic Editor, Scorpius and Scuba Kids are mentioned on this one. This looks like a quite early release from the Silverbird range because it doesn't have any screenshots of other games on it. And then moving inside to the instructions, Star Slayer is copyright Jason Kendall. You are Star Slayer, a hard lad bounty hunter. You like a good laugh as long as it involves killing lots of pirate vermin. Okay. Good news for you, you've been chosen by the Galactic Federation to clean up a number of star colonies that have been taken over by scum. You've got to teleport between each colony, collect teleport activation units and get enough bounty to do so. The Galfed have kindly teleported you to the first with your trusty companion Star Droid. It's up to you and him to get through to the next colony. You've got the loading instructions and then the gameplay instructions. So it looks like you can have a 1 or 2 player mode, so you can actually control the Star Droid separately if you've got 2 players. That won't be happening in this video. And then a little bit of information about how to play the game. Only Star Droid can pick up teleport discs, so guide him over them when you see them. Star Slayer's rifle can be made more powerful by picking up the rocket icon. Shield can be boosted by picking up the shield icon, so we've got power-ups in there. Each improvement lasts 90 seconds. You need 10,000 points multiplied by the sector number to pay for the teleport. And there's also an intersector game, that must be what the screenshot was on the back cover. Teleport discs will appear in the controller box at the end of each sector. Putting them in the right order will give you a large bonus. Move them until all indicator lights are lit. If an indicator is lit, the corresponding disc is in the right place. Well, that kind of makes sense from the previous sentence. So, seems like a fairly interesting game. Let's see how it plays when we load it up. Okay then, here we have the title screen, and as you can see it's quite nicely presented. We've got some interesting visual effects on the text, kind of a glimmering sort of effect on the Star Slayer logo at the top there. High score table scrolling by. For 1 or 2 players this game is, as I mentioned when I was looking at the inlay. So here's the instructions for the game there. It basically says collect all the things to allow you to teleport to the next stage, and you've also got to earn enough points for the bounty to actually make it to the next stage as well. Across the top there it's saying the music's by Hagar, pretty nice SID tune, nothing outstanding but reasonably well done. And there's the credits. Basically it's coding by Jason somebody, his name's coming up any second, Jason Jace Kendall. I should have remembered that from looking at the inlay as well really. And it said it there, it was a 1987 game. I think this game was probably made in 1987 but published in 1988 by Silverbird. So there we go, pretty nice presentation I would say for the title screen. Let's get on and play the game. Okay, so you start the game and you're the guy in the blue suit with the little jetpack with the robot following behind him. If you were playing in 2-player mode you can control that robot separately, but obviously I'm not doing that. In 1-player mode it follows you around, and the first thing I did was go up to the top left of the screen and collect the first of 8 teleport tokens, or whatever they want to call them. The robot does that. The robot also acts as a shield, so if I stand here and press fire then the robot will actually kill enemies, but you don't get any bounty points when you do that. You only get the bounty points when you shoot them with the gun. I'll spend a lot of time shooting in this game because, as you'll have already seen, there's lots of respawning enemies. So the idea is you've got to make your way through the stage. It's flick screen platform type game. These spikes, by the way, don't do any damage to you at all, which is unusual. So you've got to make your way through the flick screens, shooting the enemies to earn the bounty. You've got to get a bounty of at least 10,000. You get about 200 points per enemy, I think, at the moment. It might be 400 actually. No, it's 200. So yeah, it's a platform kind of action. You have to like basically shoot forever. Yeah, there'll be a lot of shooting going on, and I will have thumbache by the time I've finished this. So yeah, you've got to make your way through the level, collect the tokens. I've got three of the 8 discs so far. So there's a shield power up down here, so I'm just going to grab that. Oh, I'm not, because I've gone the wrong way. So yeah, you have to walk along the top here. There's quite a bit of backtracking in the game. You can see my armor level at the moment is 19%, I think that says. So I needed that armor. So that's topped the armor back up to virtually full level. Armor shown on the left hand side of the status bar below the discs. So as it said in the instructions, each of your power-ups lasts 90 seconds. So what that means is I can't actually collect another armor power-up until the 90 seconds is up, which is a bit strange. But there you go. So I'll leave that one for the time being. I might need that later anyway. Oops. I've fallen down. Yeah, as you move from one screen to the next, sometimes you'll see that you'll drop down if you don't go on the right sort of level. So yeah, as I said, endless firing does get a bit tedious. The respawning enemies, well, yeah, they're annoying, but the thing is you actually need them, because without them you wouldn't be able to get the points for the bounty. You wouldn't get enough points, so it's sort of a double-edged sword. They are frustrating for sure, but without them you can't actually complete the level. So we'll move on, try and make my way to, I think I've got 5 of the 8 discs so far, so just carry on along to the right here, try and avoid the enemies or shoot them. There's certain areas where you can just stand and shoot enemies quite comfortably, like here, and this allows you to run up the bounty tally. So what am I on there? 8,000 points. So I'm just going to stand here a little bit, because this is a pretty safe area. I'm not losing any health or anything like that. You only get 1 life, by the way, so once your armor's depleted, that's it. So I've run it up to the 10,000 that I need to actually complete the stage now, when I've collected all the teleport tokens, of which I've now got 6, I think. So I'll just drop down here, get that armor power up again. There's also a weapons one here, so grab that as well. Carry on making my way across. Yeah, oh, I can't get back that way. I've got to go back the way I came. Yeah, the backtracking is a little bit frustrating at times, but the levels aren't too big, so it's not too arduous. And actually in later levels the backtracking takes on another interesting aspect, which we'll get to if I get that far. Hopefully I will. So keep making my way across here. There's another one of the tokens there. Here you can see a big weapon which you can't destroy, so you've just got to try and time your jumps right to not get hit by it, which I did reasonably well, I think. But it's a bit annoying that everything materialises in the middle of the screen. Now this beam thing here, you can't destroy that, or at least you can't as far as I can tell, and when you jump through it you will lose health. So I'm down to 37 health now, so I've got to be a little bit careful. I've only got the 1 token left to grab, which is at the top here, and that's the teleporter down at the bottom there. But as with various points in the level, you've got to backtrack a little bit to actually get to the point where you can get to the teleporter. Hopefully I'll make it. So I've got that weapons power up there. I'm now down to 18, so I've really got to be careful with my remaining health, but I am getting quite close to the end of the level now. There we go, I'm in the teleporter, and that's the end of the first level. So now you get this bonus stage where you've got to put the numbers in the right order, and it doesn't mean as in from 1 to 8. It means some code that they've come up with arbitrarily. It does stay the same from one game to the next, which is a bit of a shame, because if it was random it would make it more challenging. But there you go, I did it for the first level there. Got some bonus stuff. You get a bonus for any points above the bounty that you collected, so it knocks the 10,000 off for the bounty, and then any that are left turn into bonus points. And then it's on to stage 2, which is pretty much more of the same. Lots of respawning enemies again, and oh, I've missed the token there. And away you go again. graphics wise, it's a bit strange. They're kind of chunky, typical sort of Commodore 64 graphics. The colour palette is a bit odd. It's very sort of pastel-y, and they've only seemed to have used like 4 or 5 colours. I don't know if that's a programming restriction or just that's how they decided to do it. And sound effects very basic within the game, just the sort of weapon shooting noises and explosions and a few sort of bleepy sounds which sound a lot like the sort of thing you create in shoot 'em up construction kit for when you get the power-ups. So I shall persevere on. Oh yeah, see there's little bits like this where you'll drop off the side of the screen when you need to jump up. So there's a shield power up there, but I'm actually going to leave that for the time being and see what else I'm going to... No, actually I'll get that one. Let's just grab that. No, I can't grab that at the moment. I'm not sure why. That must mean that I'm still within the 90-second range of the last one, which is an interesting gameplay mechanic or game design decision. Not sure why they did that, but they did. No, still can't pick it up, so my armour's kind of running down. Oh, I think it's just flashed, so I can probably get it now. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, that's quite an unusual way of doing things, but that's what they did. I need to get back up to the top there now to get that number 3 token, and to do that I'm going to have to go all the way back here and jump off this, which I've failed to do. And again, annoying. So there is a bit of memorization required to make your way through the levels. The more you play it, the more you'll remember, and it makes you more efficient at doing the stages. I wonder how many times I've pressed the fire button so far. I'm thinking it's probably in the hundreds, if not thousands already. Auto fire joystick would be useful for this, but I didn't break one out, so be it. So I've got 73% armour left. 4 discs collected so far, making reasonable progress, but I'm getting hit a lot now. So there's another one of those guns there, so you've got to try and avoid that. And then you're presented with one of these force field things again, which you can't destroy, so you've got to jump through it, which means you'll lose health. So I'm now down to 17 health, and then you get another one, and this is where a problem occurs, because when I go through this one it will kill me, and I knew that was going to happen because I've played it before. So yeah, that's quite annoying, and there's a way around that which I'm going to show you with a second playthrough. So I did alright. I got 84,000 points on 2 levels, so not too bad. So I'm going to play through to the same sort of area again without recording, and then I'm going to show you the sort of strategy that you have to employ to get past those 2 force fields on this second level. Right, so I'm back on level 2, and I'm just using this area, which is relatively safe, to just add to my bounty score by shooting this respawning circular thing that keeps respawning from the top. Now you might recall that last time around I picked up this shield here, and well, I'm not going to this time, because basically you need to wait a bit and collect that when you've got some of the other things later on this level, and then come back for the shield so that you can then have enough power to get through past those force fields. Either that will be really good at avoiding all the enemies, which is quite difficult to do. So yeah, I'm gonna, whoop, not that time, but I'm gonna jump across there and come back for that later. The enemies on level 2, by the way, are a little bit more intelligent, I would say, than the ones on the first level. They do home in on you more closely, and the ones on the ground kind of turn around as well. So you do have to sort of time things a little bit more carefully, otherwise you will get hit more often. So I'm going to try and make way all the way over to get disc number 5 and then backtrack. Got 69% health at the moment, so this is... Oh, if I could just pick the damn thing up. Oh, it's annoying. Oh, why I keep landing... right, finally got it. Okay, now I'm going to go back. I've got 49% energy, so need to be slightly careful. But hopefully I will be able to get back and pick up that health power up, shield power up I should say. 37%. Oh yeah, I need to get number 4 as well. Forgot about that. Only got 1 screen left to go. 33% armour. There we go, pick that up now, so now I can make my way through, hopefully not lose all that health again on the way back, and get through those 2 force fields that drain your health, which you can't avoid. So it's not, I don't know if it's clever game design that you have to backtrack and you work out when to use the shields, or if it's just annoying, to be honest. But it's interesting nonetheless. So there's one of these guns here which I did encounter first time around. So this time, getting at this point, I've got 83% health, which is a hell of a lot better than last time. So see if we can get through these this time without too much peril, and then make my way through. I've now got 6 of the discs, so I'm nearly all the way through it. There's number 7's there, but what I'm going to do now is head to this section here because I need another shield power up. This is where it gets interesting because I need that shield, but I can't get it at the moment because the 90 seconds hasn't elapsed yet. So what I'm going to do is just sit here safely using the orb thing to defend against that yellow enemy, and just wait until I can collect that armor again. Again, that's a little bit of an odd game design, but it's fairly unique. 90 seconds is a long time when you're waiting for it to elapse. Let's just try and shoot this a few times. No, see, I can't actually get that. There we go. Right, so I've got the armor again now, so can't get that way. I need to go back the way I came. So I'm fully stocked up on armor, or pretty much. I've lost a little bit since I've been standing around here, but I can go and get hopefully the last 2 teleport discs and then get the hell out of this level. But I do still need some more bounty because I've only got 18,000 points, and you need 10,000 points multiplied by what level number you're on. So smart mathematicians out there will know that I need 20,000. So I'll just stand here in what's a relatively safe place, and I've got to the 20,000 now, so I can carry on. And there's power up number 8, but now I've got to turn around and go all the way back again. And there's the teleporter as well, by the way. So that is the last screen. So yeah, the backtracking, again, annoying or actually quite smart game design. You decide, and let me know in the comments if you like. I actually think it's quite clever, and it does make the game a lot cleverer than it initially seems to be, which to start with you just think it's a pretty mindless blaster and it's very easy to get killed until you work out what you're doing. But there we go, that's level 2 completed. So once again you've got to do this mini game, which is fairly straightforward, at least at this point in time. So that's level 2 completed. My bounty's redeemed as payment for the teleport to the next level, and away we go with level 3, which, as you'd expect, is more of the same. Different enemies, some of them I think, or maybe they're all the same as the first level. Very similar colour scheme for sure. Similar sort of backgrounds as well. They're quite repetitive with these kind of gantry things and the spikes and the little sort of spirally things with like a green blob on the top, which, by the way, I can't walk past, but the enemies can, which is kind of annoying. So on this level there's also some large pipes, but again it's more of the same. You've got to make your way through the level, eliminate as many enemies as you need, this time to get 30,000 points, by the way, and then get the teleport keys and move on to the next stage. Oh, that's interesting. I can't get that there. I must have had to go. What's it? Can I get down there? I don't think I can get past it down there, but I must be able to. Oh yeah, that was silly. So one thing that does help with the bounty situation is that each level's enemies give you more points than the previous level. So on this one you get like 600 per enemy killed. This is actually not a bad spot to be in here. I can blast these things before they get to me. Oh, I can't actually. Couldn't get that one. Yeah, I think everything might move a little bit faster on these levels, so yeah, that happens. But this one's very similar to the first stage, I would say. There's a shield which is probably got 51%, but no, I probably need to get that shield now, otherwise I run the risk of running out of health. So I'm about halfway through this stage now, and about 16,000 on the bounty. This is a good spot to be in. I can blast these 2 guys coming from the right hand side of the screen over and over again. Meanwhile my cyber droid, or whatever it was called, can deflect off the homing one from the centre of the screen. So I'll just stand here and rack up to about 25,000 and then move on a little bit. Okay, that's enough. Let's move on. Not much to worry about on that screen. What's going on here? I'm guessing there's going to be some backtracking required here. Yeah, I need to go and get that one from up there, so... Weaponry, by the way, all it does is, I think, is increase your rate of fire when you get the weapons power up, or maybe it makes it more effective, I'm not sure. But yeah, you only get that once again, just like the shield. You can only get it every 90 seconds. What have I got to do here? Oh, that's interesting. Got to jump on that little sort of bracket there. Oh, this is not good for my health. Pretty sure from playing before I need to go up here next. Oh no, I need to go down there and get number 6 first. Yeah, this is not looking good for my health. I may not make it through this stage because I've only got 29 health left and I've got to go through that thing. Yeah, it's got me and it's killed me, which is a bit of a shame because I've got further in the past, but I think you get the idea. It just continues with slightly more challenging enemies, and the layout of the levels varies a little bit, but not too much. So there we go, pretty good score, 271,000. So pretty happy with how that went. I would have liked to get a little bit further, but it is just more of the same, to be honest, so you're not missing too much by not seeing the later levels. The colour schemes change a little bit, but otherwise it's pretty much the same sort of idea. Okay, so that's the game played. Let's get on with the review scores. So starting with the packaging, it was alright. I mean, I'm not really a huge fan of the Silverbird packaging. The $2.99 packaging is better than the $1.99. It looked okay, it's nothing outstanding. The instructions were reasonably comprehensive. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10, which is pretty much what I give most of the packaging, to be honest. Presentation, I think, is nice. You've got a nice title screen with some pretty reasonable music on it, high score table, and the in-game presentation with the status bar and things like that is quite nicely done as well. So I'm going to give the presentation an 8 out of 10. Graphics are a bit samey from one level to the next, very chunky sprites. The animation on them is quite nice and it all moves quite quickly, but the colour scheme is a bit washed out and not really sure why they chose the colours that they did and didn't use a wider range of colours. So I'm going to give the graphics a 6. Sound, again, the music on the title screen, pretty good. The sounds in game are very generic sort of shoot 'em up sounds, so I'm going to give the sound a 6 as well. And finally, playability. Well, when I first started playing this, I thought it was very average. It's just run around and shoot stuff, and it was very easy to get killed until you get to grips with the strategy in the game. I was probably going to give it a 5, but the more I've played it and got used to the little sort of strategic elements, things like having to rack up the bounty to get to the next level, and using the power-up strategically as well, finding those spots on the screen where you can just sit and blast enemies to rack up your score, and also the little mini game at the end. They're all really nice elements added to the game. The endless streaming respawning enemies is annoying, but it's also necessary so that you can rack up those scores for the bounty, so I'm not too concerned about that. The levels are a bit samey, but all in all I think it's a pretty nicely designed game and definitely got more depth than it first appears, so I'm going to give it a playability score of 7. That gives it a total score of 7.5, and I'm not sure why they considered this to be good enough to be a $2.99 game, but having said that, I still think it would have been worth $2.99. It's a good sort of arcade blaster with a bit of strategy involved as well. I think as a high score challenge game, there's definitely some strategies that you can employ to get a bigger score, so if you're competing with your friends, then that's a nice element to it. And also it has got a 2-player mode, so if you've got a friend around to play with you, then you could play it together, and I would be interested to see how the 2-player mode differs, because the droid is the only thing that can collect the power-up tokens, and the main player is the only one who can earn the bounty, so that could be quite interesting to try out as a 2-player game. So all in all, definitely worth the $2.99, and a nice sort of surprise, really, better than I thought it was going to be, and a nice way to end the Silverbird range for this series. So let me know your thoughts about it in the video comments. Do you think it was a good looking game, or have you got an experience of playing it? Let me know, and I'll be back with another game review soon. Only a few left to go, as you know. We're really getting towards the end of the series now. So thanks for watching this one, and I'll see you again next time.